Hi everyone, and welcome to our first community conversation of the spring semester. First of all, who am I? For anyone who is either new to Townsend or just new to these community conversations, I'm Alex. I'm a pre-med chem major in my sophomore year. You can find me in Townsend Hall, room 247. If you ever have any questions, if you ever need anything, come find me, come knock on the door, and I'll usually be here. I'm also at MA Alex Keeley on Instagram, which is where these videos will be hosted, as well as on YouTube, or another place you can reach me is akeeley2@illinois.edu on screen. My role as an MA is to handle bias and intolerance incidents in the hall, as well as implement passive strategies like posters or these community conversations. And I work with the RAs and the RD in the building to do that. This is a little different than my previous community conversations last semester. I used a Zoom format. I would have bi-weekly live conversations at a Zoom link in a group chat. I wasn't getting a lot of attendance to those. Those weren't looking like what people wanted. So this semester, I'm doing it this way. I'm making bi-weekly videos. I'm putting them on Instagram, and I'm putting them on YouTube for anyone who wants them. So last semester, we talked about a few topics. We had an intro to social identity. We talked about sort of the big 8 identities and how those intersect. We talked about grief in 2020 and the Supreme Court in the wake of the passing of Justice RBG. And I talked about accessibility in public process, although I don't think a lot of people attended that conversation. We're going to be talking about even more things this semester, but we're going to start off with a recap of identity. You can see the big 8 identities on screen. We've got race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, ability, religion, nationality, and socioeconomic status. Obviously, there are more categories of identity than these, like age, and there's a lot of great resources that I can direct you to if you want on what some of those are. But everyone's identity is more than one of these. You don't just have a race, you don't just have a gender, you have any one of these, and the way your identities intersect is known as intersectionality, the way you're affected by multiple identities that you have. Again, if anyone wants to know more about this, there's lots of activities, lots of resources I can guide you to. But one way we're going to look at this is an I am poem activity. This is something you can do on your own time. If we were live, I might facilitate this activity, but because I'm not doing things live this semester, this is an activity you can do on your own. So the I am poem, it's got 3 stanzas. First one is I am, 2 special characteristics about you. I wonder, a curiosity of yours. I hear an imaginary sound. I see an imaginary sight. I want, something you desire. And then the same line as the beginning of the stanza. There are 2 more stanzas, and I'm going to make the template for this poem available as well as an example in both the description of the Instagram post and the YouTube video where I post this. If anyone would like to fill this out and send it to me, that would be fantastic. No one's required to do this. It's just something you could do to explore your own identity if you would like to. This is going to be a pretty short first video because it's a recap of identity. Next videos are going to be a little longer. Our next video is going to be talking about the relationship triangle. Here's a little bit of a sneak peek, but we will get into that next time. I also want to add that the YouTube versions of the video will have captions, closed captioning for anyone who would like that for any reason. That's not as easy to implement on Instagram, but it will always be on YouTube, so it'll always be accessible. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in 2 weeks.